Are there any implications as we continue to see these positive cases coming from these athletes?
The number of positive cases are increasing. We have this gymnast from the US who hasn't been named at this point, and also 2 South African athletes testing positive in the athletes' village here in Japan, while others, like US tennis star Coco Gauff, are failing PCR tests in their own countries, so they can't make it to Japan for the Games. What this means for the athletes here is that they will be quarantined within the athletes' village or wherever they are. There are protocols in place, pages and pages of them, in these Olympic playbooks that have been decided on by the organisers. And these were fixed largely before the emergence of the Delta variant, highly infectious variant that we're seeing problems with here in Japan and around the world. So really the test from now, with the Games just days away, is how effective those measures will be at containing the virus within the athletes' village and among support staff as well.
And Sophie, moving away from the global pandemic, what will be the legacy of the 2020 Games?
Well, here in Tokyo, we have actually held the Olympics before 1964, a time when many of the hallmarks of the modern Olympics were done for the first time, and really a mythical event here in Tokyo. Even without the pandemic, there was no way the 2020 Games were ever going to match the power of 1964 in terms of transformative change. But they were meant to be a story about Japan and northeastern Japan, as well as the capital, recovering from that huge earthquake, tsunami, nuclear disaster in 2011. Most of the outreach efforts to the Northeast now largely off the table due to COVID. And we're not quite there in time to make this a success story about the world healing from COVID either. That mantle may go to the Beijing Winter Olympics next year. And when it comes to rivalry with China, one of the huge things that's changed here in Japan from 1964 to now is that Japan became a technological powerhouse, but now falls behind its rivals in the region, especially on things like semiconductors. So once these Games are over, what is on the table for the administration of Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga is to take a look at recovering Japan's technological prowess, making them a leader in tech again. His government have said they'll make this a national mission, like securing food or energy, whereas other executives and experts that we have here have said it's time for Japan to look abroad, across from its own borders, stop being so Japan-centric. And we had a bright spark of news there with TSMC saying they were doing due diligence for a chip fab here in Japan. So we'll very much keep our eyes on that as for what the future of this country could be after these Olympics settle down.